Hello, and this is Nick Kennedy, your gray man. And today I decided that I'm going to review a movie. Now, normally, I would expect to go to the movie theater and, watch something like Madam Web. Well, something happened to me in November. I went to review the Marvels, and I knew it was going to be terrible. Everyone knew it was going to be terrible. But yet I went and I suffered through it. And, compared to the Marvels, Madam Web is going to seem like, well, the Marvels will seem like Citizen Kane in comparison, is what I was trying to get to. But anyway, regardless, the movie only got like maybe 3 stars on IMDb. My time might not be all that valuable, but I gotta think it's better than that. So what I decided to do instead is to find some movies that most of us can just watch on Netflix that are much better, more entertaining. And I mean, I don't really think you need me to sit in a movie theater for 2 hours to come out and tell you Madam Web's bad. I mean, that's pretty evident. Um, I will say Dune 2 is out, and I am looking forward to that. And you will get a full movie review when I do get to see that. But in the meantime, I found a little gem online on Netflix called "What Happened to Monday." It's a very it's a dystopic movie. It's basically about a world in which everyone's only allowed to have one child, and through reasons it doesn't completely tell us, um, a woman went and gave birth to seven. I guess they call it a septuplet, maybe. Anyway, there's seven of them, and you get the feeling the mother died in childbirth. Willem Dafoe plays the grandfather, and he decides to take the children in and hide them, since they're all identical. He creates one identity of a child, and then names each one of them after a day of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, etc. And the hook of the movie is that every day, on the day that corresponds with your name, you actually can go out. So when there were children, they could go out and play. When they got older, they got a job, and on Monday we go to the job. Tuesday, etc. And then one day, Monday does not return. Now it's very interesting movie, and that's pretty much the gist of it there. And if it's revealed that there's actually seven of them and not one, there's going to be some ramifications. It's going to be going against a government agency. I want to say they were called Cab Child Assignment. I don't know what, a bureau, I think, something like that. Anyway, regardless, they're the bad guys. Now, Willem Dafoe had a small part in this, and so did Glenn Close. And I got to tell you, I think it's a very safe bet that whenever you see one of these two people, they're going to give you a great performance, no matter how small. So they were very, very solid as always. Now, the star of this is a Swedish actress called Numi Rapace. I think Rapace. I don't really know how to pronounce that name, but she is kind of known. I mean, she did a couple of movies. The most famous was The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I did read all the books, and I did enjoy it. The movie itself was okay. I did see it. It was okay. And there was another one, by the way, I believe, with Rooney Mara, which was also okay. But as far as going back to Numi, she wasn't somebody that I would go out of my way to go see a movie just because she was in it. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I know who she is. Nothing to write home about, but certainly nothing that would turn me off. Well, I got to tell you, she is without question the star of the movie. She is taking on 7 roles, and while they're all identical, she makes it clear that they each have their own personality. And throughout the movie, you actually do get to see that personality come through more. You pretty much know, I think, Thursday's kind of, the I don't know, Ireland, they'd say the hard case. I wouldn't say the black sheep per se, but she's kind of the wild one. You got Monday, who I guess was the oldest, and by maybe seconds or minutes or something, and she takes the mantle of the oldest. She's most responsible. You get a whole other one. I think it was. I think Wednesday might have been kind of a free spirit, and one of them was a tech geek. I think that might have been Saturday. But regardless, my point is, she plays 7 characters, and she plays them very, very well. So while stating that, I went into this movie, kind of like, oh well, nothing against her, but nothing for it, and she delivered. She really did. She did a great job. There's really no doubt about that. What I will say about the movie is it does change speeds. The movie starts out being a mystery, and there are hints along the way, as with any movie, with twists and turns, and there are twists and turns in this movie. But there are hints that towards the end, when you start figuring things out, you go back and go, okay, that makes sense to me, sure. But it does keep you guessing. I got to be honest with you, I kind of figured out the movie because honestly, in my past life experiences, I've had some things kind of like that, and I don't mean I was brought up in a dystopian society where only one child was allowed. But I mean, there's other things in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil it by getting in there. But maybe one day I'll share my life experiences. But with me, I kind of pieced it together probably quicker than the average person would. But I think the most people, it's going to keep you guessing right up until the end. And what I liked about this is that when it started off as a mystery, it kind of turned into an action movie. Nowadays, when you watch action movies, you see the girl boss, and it's kind of silly. I think everyone knows that. A woman that weighs 110 pounds is not going to beat up a room full of guys that are weighed like 250 pounds apiece. One of the reasons why it worked with Linda Hamilton in Terminator and Ripley in Alien is because the women were overmatched, and they had to make up for it with their ingenuity, their bravery and courage, their guts, kind of a Davy and Goliath, or David and Goliath, I guess. David and Goliath was the cartoon I grew up with, but David and Goliath. But I guess what I'm trying to get to is, while it's an action movie and the women do come across as being action stars, it's very believable. They don't come on and start, picking up men and throwing them across the room. They survive with their ingenuity and again, their guile and their smarts. So there's a lot of that, but it doesn't push the boundaries of reason like a lot of the movies do. So for that, I was very, very grateful. It was refreshing to see a movie where smart women who were gutsy could at times team up with men who were white, straight men and weren't imbeciles or bad guys. They actually were working together. 10 years ago, that was not a big thing. But nowadays in movies, it's pretty rare. This was in 2017, so maybe it was a little bit ahead of the girl boss thing. But it really made me happy to see smart, tough women and smart, tough guys working together for a common goal. One didn't have to actually lose credibility and respect for the other one to look awesome. So that I did like. What else? What I do want to say about the movie is that, and I'm not going to ruin any with the plot here, is there's plenty to keep you guessing. Towards the end, there was a time where it kind of lost me a little bit heading towards the end. I think it was falling into almost a cliche, but then just when I thought it was going to get buried under its own weight, it actually turned around and came back. And again, had another little twist that was very refreshing. But yeah, no, that's it. I did like the movie. I think you can get it on. Well, I know you can get it on Netflix because I watched it last night. It got about six 6.8 stars. I think I would probably give it more like 7.5. It's just over 2 hours. It's very entertaining. If you have not seen Noomi Rapace before, this might give you an interesting look into her talent, which I'm thinking was pretty good. So anyway, that's that. I'm also going to be reviewing coming up in the next couple of days the Netflix series Avatar: The Last Airbender, which my children, were exposed me to that when they were growing up. I want to say, geez, probably around 2007, 2008, 2009, maybe. And the movie that came out, I don't know, what was it, like 12 years ago by M. Night Shyamalan, was very disappointing. I did take them to see that. But there's a new series on Netflix. I'm about halfway through it, so you can look forward to that. I'm also going to be doing another movie called Space Sweepers, which is also on Netflix. And of course, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be following this up with a review of Dune 2 probably in the next week or so. I'm really looking forward to that because I heard for the most part it's being very true to the story. So that's great. But that's it for now. So, absolutely what happened to Monday? Great movie, entertaining movie. It'll keep you guessing. And I don't really have anything bad to say about it. So that's it. This is Nick Kennedy saying, if you like, please share, subscribe. And in that case, I will see you later on. This is Nick Kennedy saying, I hope it was good for you guys too.